Hey, what's going on, guys and gals? Troy, TXRC Productions here, CheFPV. And check out what we got cooking in the kitchen today. We got some Parrot BeBop 2. I am now part of the ambassador program and have been for about 2 months now when I received the copter. I want to thank Yanni Benatar for giving me the interview at CES, which led me to Tom, who helped me out by getting me in this ambassador program, which basically means they gave me a Parrot 2 BeBop. I get to go out and use it, film it, do content with it, upload the content to their Dropbox, and use the content how I wish. And in return, I get to use the Parrot BeBop. So, pretty cool. I did an unboxing video. I canned it and I trashed it. I didn't put it out because it just was too many little things here and there I didn't like about it. And really the bigger issue was it comes in so many different package variations that I just didn't want to do an unboxing of just basically the very basic package unboxing. So, just was pointless. But thank you to Parrot. I appreciate it, and I apologize for the delay on getting all this stuff together. But I do have a decent amount of footage in the can that I've been storing and kind of compiling, ready to go. And I've just been kind of waiting to get enough of the footage together to make something kind of cool out of. So I'm hoping to put a bunch of footage together over the next day or so and get a really, really cool video put out that probably has a CheFPV side to it, so we'll see. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about the Parrot BeBop 2. What is it? And my thoughts on it. Basically, my little quick review. So you're going to see a Maiden at the end of this, and I want to say that it's about 45 seconds, and it's only a brief amount of what I actually did with the copter. But it just goes to show kind of the quality of the video, a couple of different moves I made, and you'll actually see at one point a obstacle avoidance or the optical flow basically stopping the copter and not letting it proceed, and I had to kind of fly around a tree. So it was just a really kind of cool test that I wanted to show. And actually kind of came out of nowhere. It just stopped me. So the Parrot BeBop series has always, within the community of experienced pilots, kind of been, let's be honest, a little bit of a joke. It's been kind of seen as the ultimate consumer drone, or the first really consumer drone. I'll be honest, I didn't know much about it other than what people had told me and what I had seen and felt, which is it's a very light copter. It's made from materials that seem to be low quality in the sense of people aren't used to seeing hard, dense, just foam instead of, molded plastic, very thin Lexan. Just the props. One of the first things when I opened the box was I went online and I started looking up how much spare props were and how to find some. And I was having problems looking for some. And the reason why is I looked at them and I said, these are going to break, man. These are horrible. Well, guess what? They're tougher than doll props. I mean, I barely bit this one here. And I've smashed this thing into trees a couple times. So, I mean, you can literally see the damage on the front of the copter. So, the original prop still being on it, not broken, means that I was wrong about the props. Just goes to show, don't judge a book by its cover. Because what I'll tell you is, yes, it's made of foam here. Yes, it's got very thin Lexan here. And ultimately, it's not a whole lot of substance. But that's the smartness of the design. And I didn't realize it until I flew it, until I played with it, until I just really got to know it. I mean, they chose the foam because it's light and because it can take a beating. It doesn't crack, it doesn't break. Brilliant. Like, yes, it gives the impression of, hey, it's a cheap, hey, it's a toy, hey, this, but it's not. They did all of these things and they used these very light materials to make the copter light. Without the battery, this thing weighs probably, 180 to 200 and something grams at the most, I would think, because with the battery, it's 500 and the battery weighs more than the copter. So it's just a smart, cool little copter. The downfall. For the price, you do not get a radio. You use your smartphone. Now, it controls very well utilizing the smartphone. And you can use this thing and you can do it. And I had no problem controlling it. It's not natural for me because I'm so used to the sticks, but I got used to it. But for the price, I just feel like materials, price, no radio. We start approaching an area that I'm not comfortable spending my money on at that cost or at that price. That being said, there's some deals out there, especially for the first BeBop, the original one, with the controller. That's a good, decent price. But I would urge Parrot to start looking at least an alternative radio solution to the Sky controller. Something maybe just a basic. Look, we know that, a Chinese knockoff radio that can hold a smart device can be had for not much. So maybe let's incorporate something like that into it. But that's just my suggestion, and that's just what would make me feel better because I need the sticks to really liven this thing up. Now, doing some research, I found out that I can mod a PS4 Xbox controller to control the Parrot, and that would be cool. But I have to use an Android tablet or device as the smart device, and I don't have that. So I can't do that. Well, I can, but I'm not going to go buy a device just for that right now. I've seen and heard that you could actually mod other radio systems, like a Tyrannus or something, and you could mod the copter to do that. I haven't gotten that far, but that's just a whole lot. So I'm just saying that I think an option for a dumber down version of a radio than the Sky controller, which is a pretty penny itself, and man, I wish I could get my hands on one. That's the downfall. So we're not going to talk about that anymore. The copter itself, I mean, it is awesome, dude. Like, as far as put it in the hands of somebody that has never flown anything before, and it's easy as heck to pick up, to fly. I had Alan from Florida down last week, and he's also known as All In FPV. Him and his brother came to fly some FPV with us, and I had the Parrot out there shooting some video. And his brother has never flown a drone. I offered to let his brother fly it, and he was like, no, man, I don't know what I'm doing. No, I'm scared. We basically forced him to fly it. Within a few minutes, dude, the guy was like doing flips, going in and out of trees. I mean, it was just awesome to see somebody literally be apprehensive about flying something and then took this and it was easy. He did crash it once, but it didn't break and it was fine. It was just a really cool thing. It's very sophisticated. It's got a onboard 3-axis stabilization digitally on the camera. So the camera does all the stabilization within itself. There's no actual gimbal, but it does stabilize on 3 axes, and it does a darn fine job. All the video you're going to see from me is going to be non-stabilized in post. Yeah, you're going to see issues with it, but if I would stabilize it in post, it would be so much more stable, and it would look so much cleaner, but I'm not going to go there yet. So, great camera optics, really awesome. Pictures or video really comes out great. It's got a small camera on the bottom, which helps it with the altitude hold and obstacle avoidance, as well as the optical flow sensor underneath as well. The entire body is dampened by dampener balls, so it's a really interesting design. The plastic itself is molded, and it feels really, sturdy and hard, and I haven't broken it. Again, I've banged this thing into trees, which you'll see in some further videos down the road. The battery charges off of a wall charger for now. They have some options for that. I did buy a larger battery. This one is a 2700 that came with it. I did buy a 3100 milliamp battery. I think it was like $30 or something on Amazon. You do have to be careful about buying these spare batteries because they don't retrofit between the BeBop 2 and the BeBop 3 and the BeBop. Anyways, just be careful. The BeBop 1 uses a different battery, so make sure you buy the right batteries. But the props, I believe, are all interchangeable. A lot of the other parts are. So, again, just a really cool, interesting little copter. You control it, again, with your phone. There's a couple different apps I believe you can use, but I use the Free Flight app, which is the main app. You can purchase for $19.99 a upgraded version, which allows you to do basically mission planning and have this thing fly autonomously off of a pre-planned route. So you can do waypoints, cable cam, all that type of stuff. Um, it, it makes, again, it was very mind-blowing to me to think that this has been on the market for as long as it has. It's safe, it's smart, and it does a lot of the functions people are looking to do. I do. I think it's a great, valuable, and viable option for beginners. I think that if Parrot could get a real radio, which I think for me is not just about, yeah, I'm not comfortable with the phone. I think it's about making sure that people are ready and progressing. Nothing else flies with just, the only things that fly with just a smartphone are going to be like Radio Shack toys and stuff. So I feel like this is keeping it kind of in that toy grade level. And it's also not helping people develop the skills on the sticks that they need to progress into other units. So that's just me. Again, great accessories you could get for it, the Sky Controller and other accessories. But for now, watch the video. Here's the Maiden, 45 seconds of just some kind of cool stuff. You'll see me do a rise up to kind of, look up. I've kind of chased the train scene a little bit. You'll see how quickly it turns. It's tough on here to get it to smoothly kind of yaw. It really wants to kind of speedy yaw. So again, another reason for the real sticks. But really happy with it. Be on the lookout for CheFPV putting out some major Parrot content coming soon, CheFPV style. In the meantime, here you go. Fly safe, fly smart, fly for fun, fly Parrot. Peace.